tomorrow. So after that, we'll have the wing design presentation immediately after I finish this. Okay. So when you finish wing design, you'll already be some groups will can already start the fuselage design. Okay. Now let me share my screen. I won't be explaining much in fuselage design because you have to read up a lot. Okay. So you better, I'll just briefly mention what is there. Unlike the other earlier classes, here it is partly by formula, and you can just clear the doubts with me. Chapter. Tomorrow you can clear the doubts before the we start the wing design presentations. Okay. So fuselage design. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are three basically important consideration. One is volume considerations. Okay. So if you look at your various types of aircrafts, this let me say, Samivasan, what's your type of aircraft?
Cargo, sir.
Cargo. So you should have enough volume to hold the cargo. You have to calculate how much volume will approximately be needed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Similarly, some other water bomber may have to ensure that they have enough volume in the fuselage to carry the water. And passenger airplanes should have enough volume to carry the passengers. Then the ordnances should be carried by fighter aircrafts. Then for that medical relief aircraft should have enough volume in a shape that you can put stretchers inside. How do you take it in and how do you take it out? All this logistics should be considered. So it is very different for, mostly it will be different for different types of aircrafts. This is where you can use the creativity and originality in addition to comparing with your comparison aircrafts. Okay. In general, you want to make the volume as small as possible, but enough to hold your, cargo, or, enough to hold your payload. This, although this fuselage design is deceptively very simple by name, in fact, it is more complicated than many of the designs because you'll be considering landing gear design here. You'll be considering where to place the engine. You'll be considering where to place the fuel, whether on the wing or on the fuselage. Then if it in the fuselage, where is the space for that? If it is in the wing, where do you place in the wing? How do you place in the wing? Then for placing the for the fuselage for the fuel tanks, there are three different designs. Which designs will you choose? If yours is a passenger aircraft, then where will you have the exits? Where will you have the entry points, exit points, emergency exits? Okay, and the length of the fuselage. Then finally, this volume will tell you the volume. Then for aerodynamic considerations, you'll actually see what shape, what general shape, the basic shape should be, something. You can make changes to the basic shapes based on your requirements. There are a few basic shapes available. So start with as a base and build on top of that. And you may have to, draw the fuselage and wing, but the end of this, in the end of the wing design itself, you have to have a 3D diagram of the wing, okay, with the airfoil characteristics, wing characteristics, everything shown. Now you have to design the landing gear also. Where do you keep the landing gear when you retract it? So what type of landing gear you should have should be decided at this point of time. So you have too many decisions to make, many decisions to make in this chapter. Again, it's the difficulty may vary from group to group. So the most challenging may be, strategic bombers, then tactical fighters, then passenger airplanes. These they may have more work to do. There are, several standards to follow also for passenger airplanes. They have to follow those standards also. Cargo also will have some standards. Okay. So you can look at whatever is relevant to your aircraft. If it is not here, you can get it from one of the references which I have given you. That is, the HOOU will have something for passenger aircraft. What is HOOU? Sorry, Hamburg Online University something. Okay, I've given you a link for that. and that link will contain lot of material for civil passenger or civil passenger aircrafts. Okay, so you go through this chapter. So the aim is know the internal volume, height, width, and length of fuselage. Now the aircraft shown here is known as pregnant guppy. Now this actually got its name from its unusual shape. It is designed to carry cargoes of huge volume, like spacecraft structures. So it has a huge belly like the guppy. If you seen guppy fish, if you have aquariums in your house, a pregnant guppy will have a very large tummy. Not only guppies, all the animals, but still, because it resembles a pregnant guppy, it got its name. So it was to carry 20-foot diameter sections of Apollo Saturn V rocket. So sometimes the fuselage may be the dictating factor in design. Okay. So if subsonic aircraft, you don't go for aerodynamically perfect shape. You take something as a basis and you vary widely from that, because the penalty on drag will not be very high. But when the Mach number increases and you go to supersonic speeds, the penalty and drag will be very high if you deviate from the aerodynamic shape. So you tend to stick more close to aerodynamic shape conservations if you have supersonic flight. Okay. Now the volume considerations will have passengers, how many in general, if you have a civil aircraft. So all of you should know this, not only the group which does passenger aircraft, because after you graduate, you cannot say that, sir, I know only about fighter aircraft because my assignment was in that. No. You may end up anywhere. You may do a project here, but you may end up in a different set of, for example, you do your passenger aircraft here, you may join the military. It may happen. You can't say that I don't know anything about military aircraft, and vice versa. So you have to know all these details. Those who design the passenger aircraft will have a little bit more exposure to this. They will also share their experiences with you for extra knowledge. So you carefully go through this. I will ask about this when you in your presentations, okay? Because there is no point in me going through this now. You may go to sleep if you have not done already. So you go through this, okay? Probably it will keep you awake. If you have doubts, you ask me. I can explain this, but it's better you go through and then ask me doubt. This LD3, LD4, etc. are cargo compartment dimensions. They also have specific dimensions. For various cargo compartments, what are the shapes? How do they look like? These are given here. So you may have to consider all these things in your design. See, volume is a tricky thing. It's not only the volume you need, it is the shape of the volume also. They should be able to load your cargo or passengers unhindered and load them out also. Okay. So number of seats, number of lavatory and galleys are given here. The cargo container shapes are given here. For small aircraft, there is no cargo container, use only empty space, that's also given here. What are the type of emergency exits? What are the criterion for that? What are those seat credits? You just find out and then accordingly choose your exit type. Then you have crew requirements, that is cockpit, or how many crew you should have for a passenger aircraft. So for other types of aircraft, you look at your comparison aircraft. Then there is something called over nose angle and over side angle. You discover what they are. This gamma approach, you can take it approximately as 4 degrees right now. If you find a problem there, 3 to 4 degrees you can take this gamma approach. What is the V50? That is velocity at 50 feet height. There are example is given. TU-144 is nose deflected, just like at Concorde, because the pilot cannot see the runway in the design during landing, which is very important. So the nose is actually deflectable. What is this grazing angle? Alpha over nose. These are defined here, and you have to show them in your drawing diagram and your report also. So you have to look at fuel storage requirements. Where do you store the fuel? How much volume is needed for the fuel? You know the weight of the fuel from weight estimation. Estimate the volume and where and how you are going to store the fuel. On the wing, on the fuselage, or somewhere near the tail, under the cockpit. Specific volumes are given for this one. This is inverse of density. There are bladder fuel tanks, there are integral tanks, and there are discrete tanks. 3 types of tanks are there. So what type of tanks do you use and how many, where, you have to specify clearly in your report, and then in your diagram also it should be very obvious. Then internal engines and air. If you have internal engines and air inlets, you should have space for them. Whether you have it in the wing or fuselage will come in fuselage design. Then whether the wing goes through the fuselage or just attached to the ends of the fuselage, that also you should see. Some design may have a wing go through. The wing goes through the fuselage, so you should subtract that volume available from the inside of fuselage. Then landing gear placement. So this is the wing box I told you. The wing is going through the fuselage here. Then you have to look where to place the landing gear. The landing gear design, you may have to do another survey of aircraft, which may have the same weight as you got, not necessarily your same type of aircraft. Then what type of wheels you choose for landing gear? What is the main wheel diameter and nose wheel diameter? Then if yours is a fighter aircraft, where do you place the armaments? Under the wing or in the fuselage? Okay. Then some landing gear wheel sizing coefficients. Where do you place the landing gear? So if you place the weapons externally, your CD0 will increase. If you place the weapon internally, then you have to make space for it in the fuselage. That will complete the storage requirements. These are very important one. Function point, I mean, the subsonic or transonic part. Sorry. Then for aerodynamic consideration, something called fineness ratio, which is D by L. Just excuse me 5 minutes, I'll finish this off. So basically, you'll have different kind of fineness ratio suggested for different types of aircraft. You can take it from a comparison aircraft which is not there. So so now the aerodynamic consideration design driver for supersonic aircraft especially, that is the fuselage shapes. Okay, fuselage shapes will be given somewhere here after this chapter, after this section, sorry. Cone cylinder shape, power series cylinder, von Karman Ogaev You can choose any of these as your reference shape. Then Sears hack. So there are a lot of procedures given here. You choose your wing shape, basic shape. Now for drag calculation, you can use this basic shape alone. If you are using the fuselage for fuselage drag calculation, your shape may be varying widely from that, especially for subsonic aircraft. Still, you make the approximation of this kind of basic shapes and estimate the drag. Otherwise, it will become very complicated. Now we go to the final stage, which is drag estimation. I don't have to explain this. Go through this, get a little bit confused, and clear the confusion. If you have doubts, you can ask. Go through it completely before attempting it. Okay, you may have a shortcut somewhere. I'm just giving you a clue. It may look complicated. Some designs you can just use a shortcut. For some designs, you have to go through the long way to estimate CD naught. So this will estimate the CD naught for your fuselage. Well, now after this, you have to estimate the drag of your fuselage in newtons. After wing design, you estimate the drag of the wing in newtons. Now you have to estimate the drag of your fuselage in newtons. So I will just briefly completed this. You have to go through this, okay, and ask me doubts if you have doubts. Go through this carefully. I'll give some extra, maybe usually I'll give 1 week time. No, for this usually I'll give 10 days time because it involves more work. Okay.
Sir, should the approach angle be negative or positive, sir?
You take it as positive for this, no, 3 or 4 degrees.
Okay, sir.
Look at that. See, minus d by w is there, so obviously it will be negative. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So 4 is the magnitude.
Yes, sir.
We know that it is pointing down.
Yes, sir.
Who asked the question?
Vignesh, sir.
Vignesh. Okay. Okay. So that's it for today. Let me take the attendance and you can leave. Will you have next hour? Sanjay, you are my
Yes, sir.
friend. Tell me.
I'm the engines.
Okay. Third hour. I know one of these hours you have a free hour. No, one of these days. When is that?
Sir, these days it's packed actually.
These days is difficult. Huh? Sanjay, I didn't hear you.
Sir, these days it's packed actually. We have lab also going on, sir. So we have lab, Viva, and
Okay. I understand. Don't worry. So I'll take attendance. You'll be loved by your class today. Don't worry. Check whether it's downloaded. Yeah, downloaded. So I'll end the meeting and leave. Any other questions? Yes, sir. You can ask me doubts in this fuselage.